What's going on, everybody? Connor and Shane here, bringing you guys just another market update. Going to be talking about just a bunch of different projects here that we've been watching that have been on our radar for a while. We're just going to jump right into it here because, there's a lot of coins, a lot of projects that we've covered that have been moving. A lot of them have been getting into nice buy zones, some nice buy areas. And the first one I got up here is Zapex. So if you've been following the channel, we've been talking about Zapex a lot here. The chart has just it's been doing what it just does. It is kind of been going up, kind of been trending sideways now for a while. And honestly, it's been looking good right around here. It's finally just consolidating, which is kind of what I'm waiting for when it comes to really any single altcoin. Let me see if I can pull up looking for a pen tool. Let me see if I can. Yep, there it is. But anyways, yeah, it's like the prices come up. It had its push initially. Price looks like it's starting to come down and trend. It may just start, kind of going into phase two, which is what I always talk about with micro caps. So I think the market cap is around 600K right now, somewhere in between there. But a lot of altcoins are going to have their push initially when they launch. They're going to come down, retrace, have a nice retracement. And usually after they retrace, they're going to be in this phase here, which is where price is going to start sitting and volume is going to die out, potentially for a little while, sometimes for a long time. But this is kind of what I expect from Zapex, at least to chill out here, maybe come down. I would not be surprised nor expect any downside. Or I'm sorry, I would expect some downside. I wouldn't be surprised. If it continues to go down, something like that. Down here before it eventually comes up, has another huge push up and another massive move into basically like price discovery. This is what a lot of coins do. A lot of different projects are pulling. And again, I think just waiting for this to happen is so key. I've DCA'd a couple times into Zapex. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But just over the time, this is a top project in my opinion. What Zapex is, if you guys don't know, is it's like basically a cross-chain aggregator, kind of like a DEX, but you can do it across pretty much any chain in which the DEX kind of integrates. We've been seeing Titanium 22. This has just been on a tear. I'm not gonna lie. That's like I thought up here looks good, and then it continues and continues. I don't expect this to stop, to be honest. This one's really, it's a gem. Still sitting up from where we got in multiple X's. We got adult here, and the computer's starting to lag a little bit, which is pretty classic. I literally have to hold my laptop right now. But yeah, adult is another coin that I've talked about multiple times. This one, it's come down from initially where it pumped, but this is honestly what I like to see when it comes to looking at these micro caps. This is I'm gonna give you guys just a rundown of what I was talking about. This coin had its initial pump, came down. Phase two was right here, where it sat consolidated for what? Just about a month, until when? Price discovery pumped, pushed, and pushed again. And now we're right back into phase one, had a huge pump. Now it's coming back down. It's probably going to chill out, maybe even drop, hit the support before it bounces, and eventually something else, and it's going to probably more than likely going to run yet again. Again, this is exactly what I wait for when it comes to most of these coins, if not all of them. I'm just going down the list here because I just really haven't updated you guys on many of these coins yet. So Nerf, like if you guys have watched me for a while, Nerf, something I'm still watching. I still really like. I want to see this project take off. It's still chilling, kind of where it's been at for a while. But you know what? Like in my opinion, that's okay. I'm totally okay with waiting on many different coins, mainly because they haven't had their push yet, which isn't a problem because I think when people really catch the utility here, they start really seeing what Nerf's about. honestly, a lot of these coins, I think they just haven't gotten the proper exposure yet. But, it's still sitting right around a support. Eventually, I know this is going to pump. I have very high conviction in this project. Whether it has good things about it, bad things about it, I just have heavy conviction in this coin, and I believe it's gonna do very well. It just needs its initial push to the upside. So that's what I'm waiting on for Nerf. So LP, in my opinion, this is where it's in phase 2 right now. Very heavy. At its huge pump to the upside. It's come down. The hype's kind of dead. Now it's just going to trend. It's going to chop. Eventually, I think some more updates are going to come out. More platform updates, whatever. Eventually going to pop out. LP is looking like it's in a great spot to just be DCAing into. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. But LP looks great to me. It's a great DeFi project. So LP is a great one just to long-term hold. And then FX1, if you guys have seen me talk about it, it is mooned. It is still in the moon, probably from, I don't even know how many days it's been at the moon right now. At least 4 or 5. It has just been up. So again, shout out to everyone who's in this one. But yeah, FX1 is a great overall coin. Great project. I can see this one easily hitting 10 to 20 million like nothing, if not, 2 or 3x that, just going into this bull run. Easy, solid AI sports betting platform, especially with GambleFi too being a pretty massive narrative. Even though I don't cover gamble coins like that, I think this is going to be in that general realm, just with sports betting. It's kind of similar. And another one I don't talk about too much is OX Leverage. This is a pretty interesting project, but it's had its initial pump. But for me, I'm still waiting for a potential more major drop before I'd look to actually get into it. So another thing too with these micro caps is I like to wait for these dips, as you guys can see. But if a coin usually does not hit the dip deep enough for me, most of the time I'm going to fade it. I'm going to miss the coin. Why? Because even though these coins might have solid potential, they might have really good momentum, I just wait for certain dips like this, and if they hit it, I'm in. If they don't, then that's something I'm just going to move past. It's part of my plan. That's kind of how I invest in micro caps, because I like to get the greatest bang for my buck getting into very low cap projects. And so Soil's been on a nice tear lately too. This is one of my highest conviction RWA coins. This project I just think long term is going to do very well, especially going into the bull run itself. I think what Soil does is they aim to provide very safe returns on stable coins, kind of like what BlockFi did, kind of like what Celsius did, but using real world assets backed by actual, whether it's businesses, real cash flowing, streams of income, even real estate. They got a lot going on when it comes to things like that. And I think it's so bullish is because institutions, when they come into crypto, they're going to be looking for very safe ways to get massive returns on their money. And if they can do that through a project like Soil, that's going to be a huge play, especially when the top of crypto is in, when everyone is going to be looking to, cash out, go into stable coins. Where are they going to put their money? They're not putting it in a BlockFi or a Celsius again, you know what I mean? So Soil is a huge play in my opinion. And this is a Telegram bot project. This one's very high risk in my opinion, but Bypass I've been watching for a while. And in my opinion here, it is right in phase 2. Dips come down. I've been holding, and I just expect this eventually to chop, have a nice push up, and just eventually start mooning again. Okay, not like that. I don't know what's up with my mouse there, but yeah, Bypass is looking pretty solid. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but Bypass looks pretty good to me in my opinion. For a nice entry, let's see how far down it's at from its peak. Yeah, I'd say right around 60, 70, upwards of 80%, which honestly, I think it's perfect. As far as for an entry, I think it's a great entry into this. And so this is a newer project I haven't talked about on the channel yet, which I'm not going to talk too deeply into at all right now. So this is Reset. This is a metaverse project. This one is still highly under the radar. I think a metaverse as a narrative just itself is very under the radar. Not many people are talking about metaverse projects. But that being said, I still believe that metaverse is going to have a huge pump, a huge play when it comes to this bull run. Especially if Mark Zuckerberg, out of nowhere, has some announcement or does some more building on Meta, or another huge, another massive company decides to talk about their own metaverse or VR goggles, stuff like that, and integrating a metaverse into it. I think if and when metaverse tokens have a huge surge to the upside, I think Reset is going to be one of the top low cap coins to be looking into. Again, you guys do your research on Reset. I'm not a financial advisor, I'll say it again, but I really like what this project is actually building out. To me, as a metaverse project, this looks like the most solid one that I can find. So this to me is just a moon bag. I'm holding this. If it takes off, it takes off. If not, I really don't think there's almost any downside to it. Mainly because of the time frame, how early we are in this bull run, and because of how low the micro cap is. Yeah, how low the market cap is. So Reset, again, I'm holding this one, but long term, well, I think it's great. Great project just to be on your radar. We're going to talk about a couple other ones here too. So MOG, as you guys know, I'm a hyper bull on MOG here. So obviously this chart is, it's okay. This is an average shitcoin chart. It's had its pump, came back down, had another surge, failed to actually break to the upside. It's come back down. But I still think anything around this area for MOG is an absolute buy, just long-term buy. This is my meme coin for the bull run. I'm not in pretty much any other meme. Excuse me. Oh my god. I'm not in any other meme coins at all. I think MOG is going to be one of the top meme coins for this cycle. So do your research. Check this one out. But MOG itself, definitely in a great buy area. I think if you throw a little bit of money in, if you're curious, and just let it ride, well into 2024, you're going to be shocked at how crazy this went. And actually, OraiChain is up like crazy. I didn't even know that today. Yeah, I had some support levels drawn out here, but so we got a major one way down here. We got a minor support. We can draw right here. Not even. But yeah, OraiChain, absolute banger of an AI coin. OraiChain is going to pull unbelievable moves in this bull run. It's like an AI ecosystem being built on on the blockchain, bro. Talked a lot about it in a couple of videos. But OraiChain is a top play. There's a lot of infrastructure being built. A lot of future and potential partnerships as well going into it. I think it's a super solid play long term. And then the last one I want to bring up today is actually Techum. And so Techum, this has been up for a while. I have very high conviction in Techum as a project. They are a layer one, kind of like OraiChain is. It's a layer one for AI, which is what OraiChain is, but Techum is just honestly a top of the line layer one, in my opinion, based on my research here. But I do think Techum can do insane numbers this bull run. And it looks like it might be coming down a little bit more here. But for most of these coins, it's pretty expected. None of these coins are going to stay like this forever. There's got to be a correction. at some point. But again, getting in at the bottom and or massive drops, like massive dips, those are going to be your best friend in this bull run. I have zero doubt in my mind, and this is why I preach getting in on these dips. Like, let's see, some sort of decent dip here. It'll be anything around $6 on Techum. From prices where it's at, if it doesn't pump any higher in the long term, as far as for a dip, if this does drop before the halving, which, it could. I'm not here to say it's going to or not. But a nice drop down here couldn't hurt for another DCA. Beautiful entry there. But Techum, I have very high conviction in as a layer 1 chain that has a lot of different utilities. I made a full YouTube video on that a while back. You guys can check that out too. And as of right now, these are most, if not all, the projects that I've talked about on my channel in the last few weeks to, just over a month. And I have very strong conviction in all of these, which is, that's why I hold these, bottom line. So I want to see most of these continue to the upside, especially because Bitcoin is finally breaking up pretty hard. But, we'll see how this turns out. And again, just play it safe. Be smart in these markets. Don't overinvest if you have to. Or don't overinvest, period, honestly. Just play it safe. Play with what you can really afford to lose. Worst case, your investment goes to zero. And that's what I got for you guys today. Be on the lookout. Over the next week, I'm going to be dropping a bunch of different narrative videos talking about multiple coins in different narratives and which coins are my top picks. There's going to be multiple videos. Just keep your eye out. Another BRC20 video coming out. We've got an RWA video, AI, crypto gaming. Bunch of these coming out with some of my top coins, some new plays for you guys, some new projects. So keep it on your radar, and that's what I got for you guys today. I appreciate it.